Do
Yes.
not only rely on only one strategy that someone has become fluent speaker with the help of this strategy. So I will also become the fluent speaker with the help of same strategy. This is not magic. This is the language you need.
Yes.
If you think that these vocabulary are not getting into your conversation, try to write it somewhere.
Right.
Maybe it's a
Correct.
written, make sentences, make the passage, and write your daily routine, and insist yourself to add that vocabulary that you have learned. You are not here to prove yourself. You are here to improve. I heard one beautiful quote says that um, expert was once a beginner.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing amazing. And how is everything going? How are you doing?
Yes, I'm fine and everything is fine.
How is weather at your place?
The weather is very freezy, and the wind is blowing. I mean, since the morning, you can see cloudy, like in that way. And what is your side? How is the weather?
Yeah, early in the morning it's pleasant, but in afternoon it's scorching hot, and now it is again and it's like a cold snap. So I'm enjoying the weather, evening weather, not afternoon weather at all. Yeah, I want to know that why you like to read books, and you have also set of vocabulary and idioms, and how do you manage it? And when you speak, that time you effortlessly use these idioms and phrases during conversation. So please share the secret and spill the beans about it, please.
Yes. My hobby is the reading books. You can see the I have been following this hobby for the last 5 years. When I was in my college, that time I started like the reading books as my hobby. So yes, I mean when we read the books, the best thing is that we understand the things. And when it comes to English language, for me, I think it's a very assistive, very helpful for getting the new vocabularies, new sentence structure. And when you have the good vocabulary, so your confidence stems from the outside, within you, inside you. So we feel very proud that we know each and everything. So like what happens sometimes when we talk to the someone else, that person is very good speaker. If that person is speaking very advanced level vocabulary, the sentence structure, if we understand those sentence structure or vocabulary, so we feel very proud, very privileged that I know these kind of the vocabularies and the words, idiom and the phrases. So yes, I do love reading books and making the notes out of the books. So yes, very simple.
Sometimes we miss the boat to learn new vocabulary, and even
Hmm.
you know the vocabulary, you do not use that vocabulary into your conversation. So I
Right.
want to know that why this happens with learners. Maybe it's intermediate, even with advanced learner as well. It happens. So do you want to share your experience that you have learned something and you forgot it, and after the session, you check your notes and you recall all the notes, and then you feel, then you recognize that you are not able to recall it on the time. So how was your feeling, and what you did after that session as well, after knowing that it was not recalled by you on the time? Yeah.
Yes, I think it's a very much true that we are not the native speaker of this language. So it's not like that we know each and everything of English language. It's happened with me, not just with myself. Everyone, those who are learning this language, because when we speak to someone else, so exactly we don't get certain words, vocabulary at the same time. So we have to revise our notes. For me, I don't revise that much, but yes, I also do whenever I get the time. I do. Yes, but I always try to do one thing, that whenever I learn new vocabulary or sentence structure, idiom and phrases, I always try to speak by myself, recording my own session, because I do my own session just for the 10 minutes and the 5 minutes, just for revising these things. And I also do the practice. I have the notebook where I make the sentence, 5 sentence of the one words, idiom and the phrases, so that I can revise. And what I believe, like if I'm talking to you, when you speak, so that time I always try to recounting those words and vocabulary, so that when I will get my turns, I can use those vocabularies, those words, because it's not possible that you will get those words vocabulary spur of the moment. We have to remind those words vocabulary. So it's important to not feel that that like what happens sometimes we don't get the word in the same but exact time, very same time. So we can take the substitute words.
Yeah, so whenever I learn any vocabulary, I try to use it many times again and again. It is monotonous, but still I do that. If you are not doing it, then definitely you will face the same issue. I want to add some more points over here. Is that if you are using any vocabulary only because you heard somewhere and even you do not know how to use it, then again it's a big issue. You should learn that vocabulary for on your own. You should use that in a different settings. You should practice that vocabulary. You should know the meaning of it, synonyms and antonyms of it, and try
Right.
to make your sentences. You know,
Correct.
and that is
Yes.
you will not forget that vocabulary ever. And that is the way that is how I practice my vocabulary, even though it is crucial for you to use that vocabulary actively into your conversation. But the thing is that we do not consume lots of content. We do
Hmm.
not. We should change our
Yes.
strategy. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, a few days back, I had a conversation with one tutor. I mean, so she told me one thing very clearly. She said about my English. She said that you are not using uh, idiom and the phrases, advanced level vocabulary. Although I knew that time, but I was not that much confident, to speak those vocabulary and those words which I generally speak. I utters, I mean, when I have the conversation with the someone else. So she told me one thing, that that it's your vocabulary, your sentence structure, your idiom and phrases, your confidence, your way of speaking, your way of representing the things, which will define that how is your communication level. And that is why I'm just saying that because everyone has the, uh, I mean, the same way of speaking.
If I'm using the vocabulary that I have already heard somewhere, so people will easily understand you that what exactly you want to tell, right? If you are using vocabulary that has heard somewhere, no one has read somewhere, so then it will become problem for you because you are speaking correct, but that person is not understanding. So even you know the advanced vocabulary, no issue with it. And if you want to practice, you can make some sentences. A long time back, someone gave me once, beautiful tip that how you can practice your vocabulary and idioms. If you think that these vocabulary are not getting into your conversation, try to write it somewhere.
Right.
Maybe it's a
Correct.
written, make sentences, make the passage, and write your daily routine, and insist yourself to add that vocabulary that you have learned. You are not here to prove yourself. You are here to improve. I heard one beautiful quote says that um, expert was once a beginner.
No, this
Yeah,
is my favorite quote. This is my favorite quote. I always give to each and everyone whenever someone asks me, not just English language, anywhere like competition, like we are. I mean, I'm preparing for the competitive examination, so I also say the same quote. This is my one of the best, the quote which I like the favorite.
yeah. Okay, let me ask you about books. Can you
Yes.
please some books? Those are beginner or intermediate or advanced speakers. Any book suggestion for them?
That like if they are the beginner, so there is a one very simple book which is written by our prime minister, exam warrior. It's a so simple, but I mean, it's so simple book, very simple, and they can read. That book, that is very good book. Another book is mindset. The book name is the mindset, and the next book is I can do it. It's a very, these books are very simple and very very simple vocabulary, and writing is very simple. Anyone can learn, and having the vocabulary, idiom, and the phrase, everything is very simple. And if anybody is the advanced level speaker, that person can go for the uh, Bhagavad Gita, that is in the English, because I read it.
Oh my God, it is in my wish list. I want to order it. I have seen some version of it. Bhagavad Gita as it is. If you are a beginner, try to read Sudhamurti ma'am book. If you are
Hmm.
intermediate speaker, you should start to read some advanced book like To Kill the Mockingbird. And if you think that now you are capable to understand, then you should read Bhagavad Gita. Actually, I want to spill the beans on that how I choose my books. Whenever I choose any book, I listen to that audiobook, and then I if that audiobook interests me, then I order that book and I start reading that book. And
So
second strategy is that when you start reading that book, then you will realize that you will not understand that vocabulary again and again. You are searching for synonyms, antonyms, and sentences. So it means that you should start with basic books.
right.
You should keep that book aside and take another book that interests you, and accept that you are a beginner. It is always good to accept that yes, I am ready to learn. So that is how, just be just be honest to yourself that no, I need to read a lot. And once you read a lot, then definitely you should take the same book that you have left.
I was not reading, so many books. I just used to read a one book in a month, but now I'm reading two book, three books, per month. So it depends person to person. Like, there's so many learners are there. They are not so much, interested and enthusiastic for learning. New vocabulary, idiom and the phrases, reading books. So, be very simple and be very confident. It is not just about book. It's about that how you are, dedicate for this language.
Do
Yes.
not only rely on only one strategy that someone has become fluent speaker with the help of this strategy. So I will also become the fluent speaker with the help of same strategy. This is not magic. This is the language. You need
Yes,
to take
correct.
your creative as well. Yeah.
Yes, so many learners are there. They watch English movie, some watch the podcast. Still, they are, they are not improving that much. You are.
I also want, please, it is summer and please serve water and some food, bird foods to birds on your
Yeah.
terrace.
The last conversation, I watched your first video in which you mentioned about, giving the water to the birds. I was very much impressed. With your this thought. It was most probably the last year. And I just got so I was very much impressed with your this thinking, giving the water to the birds and the putting the pots, on the terrace because I also do the same thing
Right.
because yes, because these things like in the summer
Mhm.
because the summer is very much about to come, so the birds they astray, they roam here and there, they don't get the water. So I do all of these things. Somewhere your perspective coming to giving the water to the birds, very much same.
Actually, why I serve water to them, there is a reason. Actually, when I see them, I can see that they are flying. I enjoy to see them. I enjoy the sky as well. Um, I don't know, but I feel attachment with birds, and it's just like a peace of mind. I will tell you one experience. There was one bird, and it's a sparrow, small sparrow. At my village, we have lots of sparrow, and that sparrow was injured, and I thought that maybe he is searching food, or maybe because of that he is only sitting at one place. And I observed that bird is staying at the same place, and then that caught my attention, and I tried to say hi, 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 how are you doing? He did not reply anything because if he is an okay, then he should reply me. He should flee from that place. And then I try to give him water, and then he gets scared of me, and I get scared of him because he suddenly flew away from that place and just sit around the corner. And
I
then
guess.
there I tried to serve water and food as well. And we believe that I'm Marathi, so I believe that if you touch the bird, then other birds will kill that bird. And I did not touch that bird and only serve water, and again that bird flew from that place and let that bird go.
Good.
And sometime when you care something, and if you are caring too much, and maybe that bird is scared, maybe that bird do not know that you are actually helping, right? Maybe you are becoming trouble for that bird as well.
Mm.
So I leave that bird, and that bird stay for some time. And but I was not feeling good that time as well. That oh my God, that bird is injured. I am not helping. Even I asked my friends, how can I help that bird? Because I did not
How,
know that how I can treat the
how
bird.
many friends do you have?
I don't have lots of friends. I have few friends because I'm introvert.
Okay.
Thank you so much for joining this session, and have a great day and good night.
Good night.